Prepare to shatter a core belief that has fueled the manifestation movement for decades. You've been told to visualize, to affirm, to set intentions with all your might, believing that a conscious desire is the key to unlocking your dreams. But you've probably also experienced the frustrating reality where, despite all your focused effort, your life seems to move in the opposite direction. Hermstring's shocking view offers a blunt and liberating explanation. You don't manifest what you want. The fundamental flaw lies in a profound disconnect between your conscious want and your total energetic broadcast. Your conscious wish is, in the grand scheme of your universal transmission, a mere whisper in a hurricane. It's a fleeting thought, a fragile hope, a top-level command that is often overridden by the torrent of subconscious beliefs, unresolved emotions, and ingrained fears that you are broadcasting 24/7. If Hermstring's vision has made you question reality, you're in the right place. This is your invitation to master your own frequency. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos on how to apply these principles. Leave a comment with your biggest question or insight and click the bell to be notified. Together, we will continue to unlock the secrets of a life lived at its highest frequency. Think of your mind as a broadcasting station with multiple channels. The Want is a new program you're trying to air on Channel 1, but simultaneously on Channel 2, 3, and 4, you have a relentless, high-volume broadcast of self-doubt, fear of failure, and the deep-seated belief that you are unworthy of the very thing you're trying to manifest. As Hermstring writes in his book, the universe is a receiver of frequencies, not a mind reader of desires. It tunes in not to your conscious prayer, but to your loudest, most consistent signal. The universe doesn't hear your whispered request for a new job. It hears the deafening roar of your insecurity about not being good enough, the nagging fear that you'll fail the interview, and the apathetic resignation that things never work out for you. This is the great manifestation myth, the false belief that a surface-level desire can overpower the dominant vibrational frequency of your being. It's a truth that can feel incredibly frustrating at first, as it shifts the blame from a seemingly uncaring universe back to the complexities of your own internal world. But it's also profoundly empowering, because it teaches you that the problem isn't with the universe's receptiveness, it's with your own signal. This is why Hermstring's view isn't about magical thinking, it's about radical self-awareness and accountability. It challenges you to look beyond your desires and confront the true signal you are sending out. If your conscious want is a mere whisper, what is the dominant, deafening signal that your broadcasting station is actually sending? Hermstring's view goes deeper than simple intention, arguing that your true broadcast is a complex, multi-layered frequency composed of your emotions, your deep-seated beliefs, and the ghosts of past failures and traumas that reside in your subconscious mind. This is the relentless transmission that the universe responds to. Think of it this way: your conscious desire is a single, clean audio track you're trying to play, but your subconscious is a massive, unfiltered feed from a hidden microphone, picking up every hum of anxiety, every crackle of self-doubt, and every thunderous roar of ingrained fear. Hermstring states this plainly. The universe is a resonance chamber, not a request box. It doesn't respond to the words you speak, but to the loudest frequency you emit. Your hidden fears are always broadcasting at a far higher volume than your fleeting hopes. Consider the common example of someone who consciously wants a thriving business. They visualize success, they affirm abundance, and they work hard. But deep down, they have a subconscious belief that they're not smart enough to manage money, or a fear rooted in childhood that they'll fail and be ridiculed. This subconscious fear is a high-powered signal running constantly in the background. The universe, in its role as a perfect receiver, doesn't hear the fleeting signal of, "I want a successful business." It hears the constant dominant broadcast of, "I am afraid of failure and I'm not good with money." It then simply reflects that signal back, manifesting experiences that reinforce the subconscious belief. It's not a punishment, it's a perfect resonance. This is the unsettling truth that Hermstring forces us to confront. The most powerful signals we send are the ones we're not even aware of. These signals are built from years of conditioning, from societal narratives, from the unhealed wounds of our past. They create a vibrational baseline that your conscious desires struggle to penetrate. The job isn't to shout your desires louder. It's to quiet the overwhelming noise of your subconscious fears. This requires a level of unflinching self-awareness, a willingness to dig into the hidden frequencies you've been broadcasting your entire life. It's an internal work far more challenging than simply writing a list of goals. It's about dismantling the old transmitter and rewiring your core beliefs to match the signal you actually want to send. Building on our understanding of the subconscious signal, we now arrive at the most profound and counterintuitive paradox in Hermstring's shocking view. The act of wanting something, the very cornerstone of conventional manifestation teachings, is a self-sabotaging broadcast that perpetuates the very reality you're trying to escape. Hermstring asserts that most human desires do not originate from a state of abundance or wholeness. They spring from a place of perceived lack. You don't want a new car because you feel complete. You want it because you feel the absence of it. You don't want a relationship because you feel utterly fulfilled. You want one because you feel lonely. The profound, energetic truth, according to Hermstring, is that the frequency of wanting is, in fact, the dominant signal of absence. In the book, Hermstring delivers this blunt, game-changing revelation. Desire is the broadcast of a void. When you project the frequency of "I want this thing," the universe hears, "I do not have this thing." It is a perfect feedback loop, and it will only ever reflect back the reality of your current broadcast. Think of it like this. Your desire is a spotlight you shine on what you don't possess. The more intensely you desire, the more light you shine on the void, and the more that void becomes the central focus of your energetic broadcast. The universe, being a perfect mirror of your frequency, simply says, I see you are broadcasting no car, no relationship, no money. I shall provide you with more experiences that confirm that reality." It's a cruel, elegant, and perfectly logical trap. This is why the person who desperately wants money often finds more bills and unexpected expenses piling up. Their emotional state is not one of abundance, but of stress, desperation, and the bone-deep feeling of not having enough. The universe isn't withholding, it's simply echoing the loudest, most consistent signal being sent. This paradox explains the frustration of so many who feel stuck in a loop of wishing and hoping. The act of desiring, when it is rooted in lack, becomes a constant reaffirmation of that lack. Every time you say, "I want a better job," you are reinforcing the fact that you have a job you dislike. Every time you say, "I want to be healthy," you are acknowledging and magnifying your current state of illness. The emotional charge behind the wanting is the critical factor. If your wanting is charged with desperation, envy, or a feeling of helplessness, that emotional signal completely drowns out the quiet, intellectual thought of "I want." The universe responds to the desperate broadcast, not the intellectual one. It doesn't recognize the word "want." It recognizes the frequency of lack that gives birth to it. To escape this loop, you must cease broadcasting from the very frequency that you wish to escape. It's a powerful shift in perspective, one that moves you from a passive pleader for things to an active master of your internal state. It requires you to stop chasing what you lack and start cultivating the emotional state of what you already have, or what you are in the process of becoming. It demands a radical honesty with yourself about the true emotional quality of your desires. This paradox is not a condemnation of your desires, but a guide to understanding the true mechanics of their manifestation. We've dissected the myth of wanting and exposed the self-sabotaging nature of the subconscious signal. So, If we don't manifest what we want, what do we manifest? This is where Hermstring delivers the ultimate paradigm shift, the key to unlocking your true power as a broadcaster. You don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you are. The solution is to move from the state of wishing to the state of being. This isn't just a clever turn of phrase, it is the fundamental law of energetic resonance. Instead of directing your broadcast to an external target, you must calibrate your own internal frequency to match the reality you desire. As Hermstring writes, the most powerful prayer is not a plea for a new reality, but the embodiment of it. Become the frequency, and the form must follow. Let's break this down with the same examples. If you want a thriving business, the solution is not to desperately want money from a place of lack, which, as we've seen, only broadcasts scarcity. The solution is to embody the frequency of a thriving business owner. What does that feel like? It feels like abundance, confidence, gratitude for what you have now, and a relaxed trust in your ability to create value. It's about being grateful for the revenue you already have, no matter how small, and acting from a place of financial security, even if your bank account doesn't yet reflect it. This is not about ignoring your reality. It is about choosing a new emotional reality to broadcast. If you want a loving relationship, you must cease broadcasting the frequency of loneliness and lack. Instead, you must embody the feeling of being whole and loved, even when you are alone. This means cultivating self-love, finding joy in your own company, and feeling a deep sense of completeness. Your broadcast shifts from "I am incomplete" to "I am love." And for health, you stop broadcasting the signal of sickness and instead embody the feeling of wellness. You visualize your body healing, feel gratitude for the parts that are working, and act from a place of vitality, not illness. This is the ultimate and most challenging form of self-mastery. It demands that you take complete emotional ownership of your state, regardless of your external circumstances. It's a move from being a victim of your reality to being the sovereign ruler of your own internal frequency. The crushing responsibility we discussed earlier finds its purpose here, as it forces you to stop looking outside for salvation and to start the arduous but rewarding work of changing your inner world. This is not a passive process of waiting for the universe to deliver. It is an active, moment-to-moment commitment to aligning your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs with your desired state. Hermstring's view suggests that once your internal frequency is consistently broadcasting the signal of your desired reality, whether that's abundance, love, or health, the external world, acting as a perfect mirror, has no choice but to reflect that back to you. The path to manifestation is not through desiring a different reality, but through becoming a different reality. This is the terrifying freedom. You are the ultimate architect, and the tools are not wishes, but the raw, unyielding power of your own being. It's the final and most profound lesson in a universe where the ultimate observer is you.